Crypto King is not a financial advisor.
What do you say to someone watching who's still a little bit leery when it comes to anything cryptocurrency?
Never in the history of your life or your parents or your grandparents' life have they seen a new legal tender be created from scratch. So if you're still leery at this point, just stay out. Don't even buy it. Stay out and just watch us create an entire new money market without you. And then you'll have to explain to your kids why you let the biggest transfer in financial history happen and you did nothing.
Get started in investing in crypto today with Gemini, a next generation Bitcoin exchange. Earn free Bitcoin by using the link in the description box below.
Welcome, family, and thank you for tuning in to Crypto King's Crypto Crunch. Today, I'd like to discuss with you one of the 4 ways to actually buy Bitcoin without Bitcoin more in depth. That is Bitcoin ETFs. So here today, I'm going to give you everything you need to know about Bitcoin ETFs, what they are and how they work. Stay tuned and we'll get to it right on the other side of these messages. With more mainstream popularity than ever, many new people are interested in acquiring Bitcoin. However, the technical aspects of holding Bitcoin, such as crypto wallets, Bitcoin addresses, and private keys are confusing to newcomers and scare them away as a first-time investor, especially those with millions to invest. So, what is an ETF? A Bitcoin ETF creates a simple, legally compliant way to trade the price of Bitcoin accessible on markets that investors are already familiar with, opening the doors for major investments. But how exactly does it work? First, what is an ETF? An ETF is an exchange-traded fund. The basic idea behind an ETF is that an instrument whose value is pegged to the value of the underlying asset. This way, an investor does not have to deal with the actual asset directly. For instance, if an investor wants to invest in gold but would rather not deal with the asset physically, an ETF tracking it would be a great way to get gold exposure otherwise. Did you know that the first ETF launched in 1993? And they became popular as a way for retail investors to invest in a basket of assets once. If you wanted to invest in 500 of the largest companies in America at once, you could buy shares of a S&P 500 ETF. How does a Bitcoin ETF work? A Bitcoin ETF works in much the same way as any other ETF. Investors buy shares in the ETF through which brokerage they buy stocks from, and can trade them in the same way that they would trade shares in Apple or Tesla. Bitcoin ETFs track the current price of Bitcoin and should act in sync with Bitcoin's price swings. Bitcoin ETFs are managed by a firm that buys and holds the actual Bitcoin, like MicroStrategy and Grayscale, to say the least. The price is pegged to the Bitcoin held in the fund. The firm lists ETFs on a traditional stock exchange, and you, the investor, trade the ETF just as you would any other stock. So what's so special? A Bitcoin ETF in the United States is expected to bring a new level of mainstream trustworthiness and acceptance to Bitcoin investing. The frenzy buying and selling of cryptocurrencies remains unstoppable, and the hype will likely grow even further following the launch of the United States' first futures Bitcoin-based ETF. The launch of another Bitcoin ETF suggests that the SEC is at least coming around to the idea of US listed ETFs holding Bitcoin and ETFs holding physical cryptocurrencies remain off the table for now. So here are a few Bitcoin ETFs and other cryptocurrency funds available to you as an investor today. ProShares. The ProShares Bitcoin Strategy ETF, or BITO, which launched on October 19, became the first US ETF to provide investors with exposures to Bitcoin's ETFs. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. The Grayscale Bitcoin Trust is one of the handful of ETF-esque funds that are nonetheless not ETFs nor mutual funds for that matter. Instead, it's described as a closed-end grantor trust. This means that it issues a fixed number of shares when it goes public, and then those shares are traded over the counter. Bitwise. The Bitwise 10 Crypto Index Fund launched in 2017, and it tracks the performance of the Bitwise 10 Large Cap Crypto Index, representing the 10 largest investable cryptocurrencies. These 10 cryptocurrencies account for 70% of the total crypto market. Because BITW is weighted by market capitalization, Bitcoin accounts for 65% of the portfolio. That's more than double Ethereum at 25% and Cardano at a distant third with 4%. And finally, Pro Funds. The Bitcoin Strategy Pro Fund Investor launched in late July, and it seeks capital appreciation by investing in Bitcoin futures contracts. It also can invest in Canadian ETFs that invest in Bitcoin directly, and if it wants, it can invest in the money market instruments such as the US Treasuries.
Would you like to get started investing in crypto? If so, the best place to get started is Coinbase. If you'd like to help out the channel and get free Bitcoin, please check out the link in the description box below.
Well, family, that's about all the information that I have for you today on Crypto King's Crypto Crunch. Thank you for hanging in all the way to the end. If you enjoyed the information that was presented today on this channel, please go ahead and give that like button a smash. Also, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel. If you have a comment or a question, please leave them down below in the comment box, and I'll be sure to answer and get back with you as soon as possible. Also, if you're interested in joining my Blockchain Brothers WhatsApp group, please contact me at CryptoKingCarlos@gmail.com. Remember, family, excuses are tools of incompetence used to build monuments of nothing. Those who specialize in them seldom amount to anything. There are no excuses. Never look down on anyone. And if you have to look down on someone, look down on them to lift them up. We should always be lifting as we climb. Hold fast, be strong, don't quit. Let all your things be done in charity. I love you, Yeshua loves you, and there's absolutely nothing that you can do about it. Have a great day and a great week.